Hey up photo pips, and welcome back to the channel, and if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. Now I'm just on my way back home after going to an amazing experience, something that I've wanted to do for some time and just again never got around to doing it because of one thing and another. Now if you know me, you know I love my vintage aircraft, and one of the main vintage aircrafts that I think is just amazing is the Vulcan bomber. Now I've seen this plane many times in air shows, events, but never been under the wing, never got close to her, nothing like that. As I was driving to Doncaster airport this morning, the sun was starting to rise and it felt like it was just going to be a fantastic day. Not knowing what to expect, you read the briefing, you know you've got to be there at a certain time. There was 30 people, we all paid £100 each. It's a majestic plane. Everybody has a story to tell about aviation, and mine's no different to a lot of people's. My aviation story started way back when I was about, I'd say probably around about 10 years old. Playing in the street. My mother said to me, I need you to go to the shop and pick up some bread and milk. So I ran round the shop barefoot, and as I was running back there was an almighty growl, and the only thing I could say it was like was just like a sonic, massive sonic boom. So that howl that you hear, it's just one of those sounds that stick with you. And out of all the different series of Vulcan, the only one that makes that noise is the B2, which is obviously this machine here. So let's think about some of the photos. When I started, I could see how bright the sky was, so I decided on this first picture to go with a very high key, high contrast look and feel to the image. Now, I've been using some of the film simulations in the Fujifilm X-T2, so I'm shooting now in RAW and in Fine, which is JPEG, and I like the classic chrome setting on there. I think it's a really rich looking film simulation, but I still like to shoot RAW. So what we can do in the likes of Lightroom and Adobe Camera Raw is to go to the film simulations and you can select them. I'm just literally sitting there and a lady comes up to me, our chaperone. She puts her hand on my shoulder and goes, Mr. Paul, I'm really pleased to tell you that you have won the raffle for the ride in the Tug. How fantastic was that? I was like, what? I said, what does that mean? She went, so you will be getting in Doug the Tug and you will be travelling with the tug driver to the spot where we do the engine ground test, which, believe me, was a fair old track. I don't think there's any suspension inside the Tug. I think there's a little bit in the seat, so forgive the shaky video as we're bobbing along here, but Jesus, what an experience to be able to have the Vulcan following us.
Tow Vulcan 1, request tow Vulcan +3 from Zulu 6 to engine test bay.
Roger, +6, you can tow through to the engine test bay via taxi Alpha.
Tower Vulcan dead run, tow in +3 via taxiway alpha.
There was also another opportunity for somebody to win the chance to be under the wing when they were firing the engines up. In fact, they stood just inside the yellow steps which led you up into the cockpit. It was more than I expected, so a massive thank you to the Vulcan Trust for putting on such a fantastic half day. It was brilliant. Now you must remember to bring your ID, your driving licence or passport, because you have to get put through PC1, which is the security for the airport. Without your ID, you're not going anywhere. And the airport just do so much for the trust. The fact that they put on the bendy bus for them, they put on the staff for them, they let them use the airport. The good news is they're having a new hangar built, and it's going to have a mezzanine where you can go up the top and look above. So when the Vulcan's not doing her ground runs, she will be kept in there where people could go and view her and go to the top. There'll be a gift shop, restaurant. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be a day out. So once everything's settled and the tugs push the plane into place where it needs to be, they start hooking the Vulcan up to the power packs ready to fire up the engines. Before that, we get a chance to have a look round. We go under the wing, and you know, we managed to slide into the cockpit and have a look. You know, I was quite amazed how small it was in there, and as you would imagine, full of dials, full of electronics, switches. It's just crazy. But this plane will actually fly. It could fly today if it had its MOT. So this plane is quite special to me, along with many other people, whether it be a Father's Day present or memorial for grandparents or parent or whoever, or just a present for somebody. You can have your name put on under the wing. So that gave us the opportunity to have a look for our names, and I found mine. There it was, bold as brass, absolutely spot on. I couldn't believe it. So again, that's just another little nice touch for us to have that on the wing. So once we'd done that, we was asked to go to the back of the plane, where they decided it was time to start up the engines. They had them running at 50% just to get oil going through the engines, making sure there's no metal on metal. That took roughly about 10 minutes, where I was sitting there on the floor and we got our ear protectors on. Here we are at the Vulcan bomber. And I didn't realise what was going off, and then there was a sudden tap on the shoulder and I was asked to move along with the rest of the group. Everybody had got and walked off, I didn't even know. So yeah, then we made ourselves scarce from the rear of the plane, and then we went to the front where they started to power on, and that's when we heard that almighty howl from the Vulcan. Now the Vulcan has, I think, 4 series. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4. Like I say, I'm not a nerd. I don't know all the planes. I don't know everything. But I know that this is a B2 series Vulcan bomber, which has that howl. It's the only one that has the howl when it's max power. Apparently, how short this howl is, it costs the price of us to fill our family saloon up, which is probably around 60 to 70 litres of fuel, just to do that howl for, what was it, 3 seconds. Now altogether in fuel, it was a weight of 18,000 pounds in fuel. Give it a go if you're into your planes. So with that said and done, guys, I just want to put a massive thank you out there to everybody that's liked, shared and subscribed to the YouTube channel, but also those guys that are over on the Facebook page and the CP Photographic group. It's a place where we're all chatting about photography. We're talking about cameras. What's your favourite camera? What's your favourite image? And what did you shoot at the weekend? Was you out working? It's just the little bits of fun about photography. What I would love to say to people that are on CP Photographic group already, we're there to interact, so interact, guys. I love to have your input, and I think a lot of the other people would. It's always the same few people. I want everybody to talk photography. There's no egos. If you've got an ego, please leave it at the door or don't bother joining. It's as easy as that. No one's got a bad picture. You wasn't there when the picture was taken. It's just so great that people want to share their work. So come over and have a look, because if there is any egos, you'll be gone. It's as easy as that. It's not a place for that. It's a place for loving the image. With that said and done, oh, another quick shout out. I just want to say hi to a guy that came up to me in Lubbersthorpe Garage last week. He was brilliant. He shook my hand. He says, love your work, keep doing what you're doing. But he was so quick with what he was saying. I was sort of like gobsmacked. Just finished work fueling the lorry up. I'd have loved to have just had 5 minutes chats with him, but I think he was in a rush and he probably could see that I was working. So I just want to say hi to that guy. Pop a comment down in the notes at the bottom here and just say hi, you know, introduce yourself and come over to the photo page and let's have some photography fun. So with all that said and done, guys, there's only one thing left to do, and that's get out and shoot. You know you want to. Cheers, see you soon.